14. So we are going to revise all the shlokas that we learned and the whole chapter as such. Okay. And the next week, can we all have a small test? I will give you the questions this week. It will be very easy. I will most probably ask the questions that we discuss here. Okay. Oh, it's not chapter 13. Chapter 14. Okay. One sure question is, what is the heading of the chapter 14? Oops, we forgot to chant today 21 times. Oops, I forgot. I'm sorry. So every time before starting, we chant, and so that way we are connecting to Krishna, and we are also praying for the welfare of everyone. Thank you, Sebia Para, for joining. I missed you too last 2 weeks.
Actually, I was at Eco Village.
Oh, okay. Okay, so who is going to chant 21 times? And everyone?
Can I chant?
Garima?
Yes.
Yes, Garima. So how you chant this, Garima? Slowly, so that it's like a meditation, and you made every word clearly, pronounce clearly with a prayerful mood. You're praying to the Lord, and not too fast, not too slow. Okay, so everyone can repeat with Garima on mute. Yeah, go ahead, Garima.
Okay. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Wonderful, 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 Garima. It was so nice. I liked how you chanted slowly, at the same time with attention and focus and a prayerful mood, pronouncing everything properly. That's wonderful. Keep it up, Garima. Okay. Thank you, Divyansh, for joining. I missed you also last week. I think you did not join last week, right? Okay, so we are going to do the we will revise today. We completed chapter 14, so we will recite all the shlokas that we learned, and we will get an overall idea of chapter 14. Then we will see the video, Gita Mahatamya. What did Lord Shiva tell to Parvati? The story of the result of what happened to someone who recited the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, so we learned the first verse. So who's going to say the first verse? Yes, Garima.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Param Huya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajgata Munaya Sarve Param Siddhim Mito Gataha.
Good job. That was so beautiful. Yes, who's that?
Varun.
Yes, Varun.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Param Bhuya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajnata Munaya Sarve Param Siddhimito Gata.
Very good. Who else want to recite?
Can I write this here?
Yes.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Param Bhuya Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanamuttamam Yajnatva Munaya Sarve Param Siddhimito Gataha.
Beautiful recitation, Sevya Para. So, do you want to read the translation?
Yes, Mataji. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Again, I shall declare to you the supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained supreme perfection."
Okay, so Krishna is reciting the knowledge by which the sages have attained the supreme perfection. So he's giving that knowledge which is used by the sages to us. So you see how useful it is to us. Krishna is so merciful, although we are not all sages, but still he's giving us this opportunity. What happened to Balavrinda's eyes?
Mataji, she has a problem, right? Again, recently, like last week, we have went for visit. So she is unable to see with the right eye. So doctor said she needs to patch 2 hours. Before we had surgery for both eyes 2 years back. So now again, if it is not improved, she will go for another surgery with this eye.
Oh Krishna, I pray that Krishna desires everything be well for you, Balavrinda.
Yeah, because if it's a surgery, it will hurt.
Don't worry, Krishna will take care, okay? You're such a nice devotee. Okay, so then he said that how to be, by being fixed in this knowledge, one is not disturbed during the time of creation or annihilation. And then he said that he is the one who's the source of the Brahman's birth, and he makes possible the births of all living beings. Then we did text 4. Okay, Balavrinda, you want to recite the text 4? Okay, maybe she's not there. Who wants to recite the text 4?
I can, Mataji.
Yes, Aditya.
Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtya sambhavanti ya tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita.
Wonderful. Sevya Para?
सर्वयोनिषु कौन्तेय मूर्तया सम्भवन्ति याः तासां ब्रह्मा महद्योनिरहं बीजप्रदपिता.
So sweet of you. Okay. So who's going to recite this verse? Anybody else?
Mataji, can I?
Yes,
Mataji,
Varun.
can I say?
Yes, Balabrinda. Okay, Varun, go first.
Sarvayorishu gadeya bhutaya sarvavadya tasam brahma mahadyone rambe japada vita.
Hari Hari Bol. Wonderful, Balabrinda. Very nice. Okay.
Thank you,
Varun.
Mataji.
Sarvayorishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadyone rambe japada vita.
Wonderful, Varun.
Can I try Mataji? This is Prahlad.
Yes, Prahlad.
Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiya tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita.
Good job, Prahlad. Okay. Who wants to read the translation? Okay, I'll read the translation. It should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. So Krishna is the father, and all species of life are our brothers and sisters, not only human beings, right? Because he didn't say that I am the father of only human beings, but he said all species of life. Okay, so I think we memorize the text 5 also. Who wants to recite this verse?
Mataji, I can.
Yes, Varun.
Sattvamirastama iti guna prakriti sambhava nibbodhanti mahabaho dehe dehi namavyayam.
Perfect, Varun.
Can I say?
Yes, go ahead.
Sattvamirastama guna prakriti sambhava nibbodhanti mahabaho dehe namavyayam.
Perfect, Garima. Okay. Who wants to read the translation?
Mataji, can I? This is Prahlad.
Yes, Prahlad.
Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes.
Very good, Prahlad. Savior?
Do I read the translation again?
Yes, sloka and translation, both you can say.
Sattvamirastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibbodhanti mahabaho dehe dehi namavyayam. Material nature consists of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. When the eternal living entity comes in contact with nature, O mighty Arjuna, he becomes conditioned by these modes.
Okay, so you see, Krishna is saying that the living entity coming in contact with material nature is conditioned by goodness, passion, and ignorance. Okay, then he starts saying about the mode of goodness, and then what happens to the one with the mode of passion, what happens to the how to know that when we are in the mode of ignorance. So who can read text 6, 7, and 8 translations? Savior, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji. O sinless one, the mode of goodness, being purer than others, is illuminating, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Those situated in that mode become conditioned by the sense of happiness and knowledge. The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires and longings, O son of Kunti, and because of these embodied living entity is bound to material fruitive actions. O son of Bharata, know that the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. The results of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, which bind the conditioned soul.
Perfect. So he's saying about how the mode of goodness is good, mode of passion is always keep on running, and mode of ignorance is very lazy, indolence, and sleep. So, yeah, I think we did this. This is a memorization verse. Who wants to read this? Aditya?
Mataji, can I?
Yes. Who's that? Varun?
Yeah.
Yes, Varun.
सुखे संजयति रजकर्मणि भारत ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे संजयत्युत.
Very good.
Mataji, can I do it?
Yes, Aditya, I was waiting for you.
सत्वं सुखे संजयति रजकर्मणि भारत ज्ञानमावृत्य तु तमः प्रमादे संजयत्युत.
Perfect. Okay, the third person, anyone wants to recite? Then you do the translation. Okay, who wants to read the translation?
I can, Mataji.
Yes, Aditya, you can do the shloka once and the translation also.
Okay. Sattvam sukhe sanjayati raja karmani bharata jnanam avritya tu tamaha pramade sanjayatyata. O son of Bharata, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness. Passion conditions one to fruitive action. And ignorance, covering one's knowledge, binds one to madness. Krishna.
Thank you, Aditya. See, goodness is happiness, passion to fruitive action, and ignorance to madness. So we need to be very careful of seeing whether we are in goodness, passion, or ignorance. Okay. So this is not that one person is always in one mode. No. So that's why this shloka, he says that sometimes the mode of goodness becomes prominent, defeating the modes of passion and ignorance. O son of Bharata, sometimes the mode of passion defeats goodness and ignorance, and at other times ignorance defeats goodness and passion. In this way, there is always competition for supremacy. So you see, we are either captured by one mode or a mixture of many modes, depending on what we have chosen, what we are thinking, what our activities are, and all those. Okay, so 11, 12, 13. Who can read? 11, 12, and 13. And 14 too.
Can I try Mataji?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Oh, 12, 13, and 14.
No, 11, 12, 13, and 14.
The manifestation of the mode of goodness can be experienced when all the gates of the body are illuminated by knowledge. Text 12. O chief of the Bharatas, when there's an increase in the mode of passion, the symptoms of great attachment, fruitive activity, intense endeavor, and uncontrollable desire and hankering develop. Text 13. When there's an increase in the mode of ignorance, O son of Guru, darkness, inertia, madness, and illusion are manifested. Text 14. When one dies in the mode of goodness, he attains to the pure higher planets of the great sages.
Okay, can you read the 15 also?
Okay, Text 15. When one dies in the mode of passion, he takes birth among those engaged in fluid activities. And when one dies in the mode of ignorance, he takes birth in the animal kingdom.
Thank you, Prahlad. Thank you, Nimai. So we see that how the mode of goodness, we can say from the behavior of a person, whether he is having the mode of goodness or mode of passion or mode of ignorance, right? Okay, so based on this verse, I'm going to ask you a question. Which mode do you think we quit our body in the previous life?
Ignorance.
Rajas.
Rajas. Okay, Vikyat, why do you say that?
Because we took birth in the material, like
earthly plane.
Very good. Right? We took birth in
Mataji,
the... Yes?
you can talk, it's fine.
Who's that? Garima?
Yeah.
Okay, you want to ask a question?
I feel that it's in ignorance, because in the last life they must be like thinking that what will happen to my dog, and who will take care of my family, who will do this and who will do that, and that's like you don't know what you're doing right now, and like that's kind of like in the mode of ignorance, right?
Right. But we have not taken birth as animals, right? Now we are taken birth as human beings, and we are always engaged in fruitive activities. What do I get from this? That's what always everybody in the world thinks, and we are also influenced, and we are also thinking the same thing. It's very hard for us to do any activity selflessly or give the result of activity. That's why we read Bhagavad Gita and we train ourselves. But otherwise, since we are taken birth as a human being in the earthly planet, in those engaged in the mode of fruitive activities, that means we have given up the body, our previous body, or we have died in the mode of passion in the previous life, right? Okay, so text 16 is a memorization verse. Who can recite this?
Can I read?
Yes, Savia.
Manah saumyatvam maunam atma vinigraha bhavasamshuddhirityeta tapomanasamuchyate.
That is 17.16, I think. We are doing 14.16. That's nice though. That's nice though, Savia.
Sorry, Mataji, I was thinking of 17th chapter. I always get confused.
No problem. That's a good verse to meditate on also.
Oh, you're sharing a screen. I didn't see. Sorry, Mataji. Karmana sukritasyahu satvigam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasa phalam.
Good job. Very nice. Who else wants to say this?
Mataji, can I say the words in the translation?
Yes, Garima.
Mataji, can I say the verse after?
Karmana sukritasyahu satikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkam ajnanam tamasa phalam.
Mataji, can I?
The result of pious
Prabha.
action is pure.
Go ahead, Garima.
Be in the mode of goodness, but action done in the mode of passion results in misery. The action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness.
Right. Thank you, Garima. Prahalad?
Karmana sukritasyahu satikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkham ajnanam tamasa phalam.
Okay. Does Nimai want to read the translation? Okay. Balavrinda, do you want to read the shloka? Go ahead, Balavrinda.
Yes, that's all.
Okay. Karmana sukritasyahu satikam nirmalam phalam rajasastu phalam dukkam ajnanaya tadodyata.
Ajnanam tamasa phalam.
Good job, Balavrinda. Very, very nice. Okay. And who wants to read the translation?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes, Vikyat.
The result of pious action is pure and is said to be in the mode of goodness, but action done in the mode of passion results in misery, and action performed in the mode of ignorance results in foolishness.
Yes. So, if we have misery as a result of some action, then that means that action is done in the mode of passion. For example, if you had a fight with your friend, normally, it will be nice with the friends, but sometimes we have fight also, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, Mataji.
Yes. So, but then we feel bad. Oh, you're suffering. Oh, it was my nice friend. Why did I fight like that, right? So that means that action was done in the mode of passion. So like that way, whenever there is some misery for us, we can think back and see, why did I do that action that was done in the mode of passion? So how I could have done that action in the mode of goodness. So if we contemplate like that, then the next time when the situation arises like that again, then we may have more control and we may not give in to acting in the mode of passion. Okay. So we did till 16 and then okay, 17, 18, 19 and 20. Who can read? Listen, everyone. I'm going to ask you questions in this, okay?
Can I do it?
Yes, go ahead.
From 16, 17, 18, 19, 20?
No, so you do 17 and 18 and I will get some other person to do 19 and 20.
17 and 18. Okay.
Yeah.
From the mode of goodness, real knowledge develops. From the mode of passion, greed develops. And from the mode of ignorance, develops foolishness, madness, and illusion. Those situated in the mode of goodness gradually go up here to the higher planets. Those in the mode of passion live on the earthly planets, and those in the abominable mode of ignorance go down to the hellish planet.
Thank you, Garima. My question is, can anyone explain this phrase, this line rather? From the mode of passion, greed develops. Can anyone explain this with examples?
I think I can explain it.
Yes, Garima?
Okay, so when we have passion, like when we have passion, I like, especially me, I like go crazy. Like when I see food, I know I'm crazy right now, but I go into the mode of passion when I see food because I like to always eat prasadam, and then when I get it, I always like to eat more and more.
Wow. Garima, very nice introspection, Garima. I liked it. Very nice. Thank you for saying this. And you're very, very humble and you're sharing it. And that's so nice. I'll remember it next time when I eat. Yes, Sevia?
Mataji, so what I understood from the phrase that from the mode of passion greed develops is that I heard in a lecture that Prabhuji was saying that the more you feed your desires, the stronger they become. So from passion, actually people have no limit. If you see that in this world is enough for everyone to live happily, but because people want more and more stuff, their greed increases more. Someone might get a 4-bedroom house and then they think, oh, I can get a 4-bedroom house. Now we have 4 people in the family. Oh, one room should be for storage also. And then one room should be for the other storage also. And then the desire keeps on getting more and more. Like someone might have enough things in their house, but then they think I still need more. So I think that from having more desires, the greed develops. That's what I think.
Wonderful, Sevia. So have you given any classes anywhere?
No, Mataji, I'm not qualified to do that.
No, you're explaining it very nicely. You know, we have in Bhakti Sangha every Sunday, 2 o'clock, the kids are doing presentation, but that would be midnight for you, right?
What time is it in India?
In India, it is night 12:30 in the night.
I think it'll be around.
Amya, if many people are showing up from India, there are other couple of kids. We will change on your day. I will change the timing and put it. But still, I want you to present because you have such a good knowledge. Many kids will get inspired. Only for your date, we will change the timing so that you are not needed to wake up in the night. Okay? Yeah, let
Okay.
me know which date. From March we have empty. March first week I have one kid, I think. I will, do you put your number here? I will check my schedule and let you know which time is empty for your slot.
Yeah, can you put your WhatsApp number, your mom's number, anywhere where Mataji can contact, and then you can check with her about the timings.
Okay,
So that-
Mataji, I'll message Vinita Gandharvika Mataji on WhatsApp because I don't remember the phone number.
Okay, you have
Sure,
her
sure.
number? You have Mataji's number?
Yeah, she sends the messages in the group, so I can get it from there.
Right. Okay, so you message her and then you pick a time that is comfortable for you, and only on your day we can change it. And you can choose any topic.
Okay, Mataji.
Thank you. Okay, so that was a good explanation, both Garima and Sevia. So, yeah, we have to do text 19 and 20. Any volunteer for reading text 19 and 20?
I can.
Ma'am.
Yes, Vikyat.
When one properly sees that in all activities no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord, who is transcendental to all these modes, he attains my supreme nature. When the embodied living being is able to transcend these three modes associated with the material body, he can become free from birth, death, old age, and diseases, and can enjoy nectar even in this life.
Wow. Thank you, Vikyat. Okay, my question is, since the modes of nature are conditioning us so much, like we have seen the picture, right? We are like puppets and the modes of nature are conditioning us. Is it possible at all to is it possible at all to go beyond them?
Yes.
How? How, Vikyat?
When one properly sees that in all activities there is no other performer than the modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord, and so therefore he attains the superior nature and the spiritual nature, and he goes beyond these material nature.
Okay, very good. So when a person always sees the presence of Krishna everywhere, and also he sees that the modes of nature is at work and not anybody else, right? So then he attains Krishna's spiritual nature. Okay, I think Balaprinda.
Okay, fine. Because they were giving me hard time on my card.
Okay, so yeah. Do you want to know an example of this? How there was a practical example. Let me share this. You see, this is in Bhagavatam. There are so many examples, but I happened to read this today. So I thought this is a good one to share. Do you know Vidura? Who's Vidura? Do you know?
Isn't he the brother of Dhritarashtra?
Yes. Okay.
Mataji, can I tell something?
Yes, Garima.
I have read 3 cantos of Bhagavatam from first canto.
Wow, that's nice.
I finished I'm on second part of third canto right now.
Very nice. Okay, Aditya, can you read the translation?
Me?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
Which Aditya, Mataji?
Oh, okay. Aditya Rajiv.
Okay. Thus being pierced by arrows through his ears and afflicted to the core of his heart, Vidura placed his bow on the door and quit his brother's place. He was not sorry, for he considered the acts of the external energy to be supreme.
Okay, let's see what happened before this. I'm just going to the previous few. So Dhritarashtra is calling Vidura and asking him his advice. And Vidura is saying that you must now return the share to Yudhishthira. Okay. And he has been very tolerating for all your offenses. And then he's also saying that Pandavas are, Krishna is there with Pandavas, and there are so many, Krishna's family is so big and their army is so big. So you need to make friends with the Pandavas. And then he says directly that you are maintaining offense personified Duryodhana as your infallible son. But he is envious of Lord Krishna, and because you are thus maintaining a non-devotee of Krishna, you are devoid of all auspicious qualities. And then do this. So what happened? Duryodhana was hearing this and he became so angry. And then Duryodhana said this. Who asked him to come here? This son of a kept mistress. He's so crooked that he spies in the interest of the enemy against those on whose support he has grown up. Toss him out of the palace immediately and leave him with only his breath. It's too much, right? He's telling that, leave him only with his breath means don't kill him, but toss him out throw him out of the palace. And he's insulting Vidura's birth, and also he's saying that he's a spy and he is always, talking, he's eating our food and he's talking in the interest of enemy. So this is where Vidura is, it was like arrows piercing through his ears. But what did Vidura do? He just kept his bow on the door and quit his brother's palace. He was not sorry. See, he was not angry at Duryodhana. Why? Because he considered that the material energy is acting. See? So, Vidura could understand this. In spite of being very strongly, okay, the other Aditya Kasturi, would you like to read this from here? In spite of
being very strongly insulted by Duryodhana's words, Vidura could see that Duryodhana, under the influence of Maya, the external energy, was making progress on the path toward his own ruination. He therefore considered the acts of external energy was making progress on the path towards his own ruination.
External energy to be supreme.
External energy to be supreme, yet he also saw how the internal energy of the Lord helped him in that particular situation. Should I keep reading?
Okay, I will say. So this is what it is. So he was seeing not Duryodhana is acting, but he was seeing that external energy is acting through Duryodhana. So because of that, see, now he got the opportunity by the grace of Duryodhana, and instead of being sorry at the strong words of insult, he thanked him from within, because it gave him a chance to live alone in a holy place and fully engage in the devotional service of the Lord. So you saw this. So Vidura applied this shloka here, that he knew that the external energy is acting, and then instead of being sorry, he was thanking Duryodhana so that he could use this opportunity and leave the palace, because in the palace then he has to deal with so many things, politics and this and that, and advise Dhritarashtra. But then he can go to a holy place and he can do devotional service. So this is an example of how this verse, that what verse we were studying, that everybody, a wise person or a devotee, sees that only the external energy is in action. Okay, let's go to chapter 14. Which text we were on? Yeah. When one properly sees that in all activities, no other performer is at work than these modes of nature, and he knows the Supreme Lord who is transcendental to these modes, he attains my spiritual nature. So can we all aspire to be like this? Okay, so yeah, we have to hurry up now. We don't have time. So Krishna, then Arjuna is asking this question that by which symptom is one known to be transcendental to these modes? What is his behavior and how does he? Who's
Mataji,
that?
sorry to interrupt, but I have another class. Can I leave?
Yeah, you can leave. We are also finishing in 5 minutes. You can leave.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so text 22 to 25, who can read? Only the translation? Yes, go ahead.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O son of Pandu, he who does not hate illumination, attachment, and delusion when they are present or long for them when they disappear, who is unwavering and disturbed through all these reactions of material qualities, remaining neutral and transcendental, knowing that the modes alone are active, who is situated in the self and regards alike happiness and distress, who looks upon a lump of earth, a stone, and a piece of gold with equal eye, who is equal toward the desirable and the undesirable, who is steady and situated equally well in praise and blame, honor and dishonor, who treats alike both friend and enemy, and who has renounced all material activities. Such a person is said to have transcended the modes of nature.
Thank you, Savior. So you see, this is what Krishna is explaining, that how he is equal, he regards happiness and distress alike, and even when he gets desirable or undesirable things, he is equal, he is steady, and he has renounced all material activities, then he has transcended the modes of nature. And then here he gives the real clue. How? Okay, let's do both these are memorization verses. So let's do the shloka and translation. Since lack of time, I want one person to read the shloka and translation. Who wants to?
Varun.
Yes, Varun.
Mamcha yogi vicharena bhakti yogena sevate saganansamatityetan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman.
Thank you, Varun. So Krishna is saying this, if we perform full devotional service, unfailing in all circumstances, then we can transcend the modes of nature and come to the level of Brahman. Okay, so the last shloka, he says, so he is saying that you can come to the level of Brahman, right? Then he's explaining where is Brahman with respect to him. Who can read the shloka and translation?
Can I read it?
Yes, go ahead.
Brahmano hi pratishthaham amritasya vyavasya cha shachitasya cha dharmasya sukasaikantikasya cha. And I am the basis of the impersonal Brahman, who is immortal, imperishable, and eternal. And is the constitute position of ultimate happiness.
Yes, so he's saying that this is the constitutional position of ultimate happiness is Brahman, but Krishna is the basis of Brahman. So by doing Bhakti Yoga, we can easily cross over the modes of material nature. Okay, now we are going to quickly see the link that Mataji shared. Thank you for sharing this chat, Mataji. I was wondering how to take it from the WhatsApp. Okay, so this is the Gita Mahatamya of chapter 14. It's a 3-minute video. So it shouldn't be difficult. Okay. So do you all have any questions?
No.
Okay, so we will meet again next week. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chakapatavabhyascha kripasindhavyevacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
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 Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Closing call, Mataji.
So Mataji, yeah, I'll call you Mataji.
Yeah, sure, Mataji.